Hello everyone, this is HuskyStarcraft here. I'm going to be casting a 1 versus 1 between our red Protoss player spawning down here on the bottom left side. His name is HnR. No, it is not HnR block, but just HnR. Have not heard of him before, but his opponent is someone who I have heard of before. His name is Root Destiny. Yes, the clan Root has been dissolved, but these games are from I Won't Make Infestors If You Don't Make Sentry deal. So they're trying to make some deals here. But regardless, yes, the clan Root has been, kind of absorbed into other clans and things like that. But this is going to be from MLG, and this was a game that a couple people requested that I cast. So we will see exactly what's going to happen here. But Destiny is known for his very... Oh, there's talking about doing a 4-gate, because everyone loves the good old 4-gate. And yeah, Destiny is known for his live stream as well as some just very, should I say, non-family friendly things that he likes to say during a lot of the things that he partakes in. But very entertaining stuff there. HnR I'm not familiar with. And we will just have to see exactly how well he does against this Grand Master League player, Root Destiny, and his tag will be different pretty soon once you start seeing him in more and more casts. But for now, the map is going to be Shakuras Plateau. And again, this was from MLG. Does intercept the probe there. Will delay mining just a tiny bit, but the scouting will be, if he wants to see exactly what's going on, he will be forced, HnR that is, to send out another probe. He did see the timing of the spawning pool, though, so he essentially knows everything that's going to happen in the Zerg player's base. Not a lot of things that a Zerg player can do at the early stages of the game to try and throw off a Protoss opponent. And you can see that does mean the Nexus is going to be on the way right at around the 15 to 16 supply mark. And so he is going to be going for a Nexus first versus Destiny. Now, this means that Destiny either needs to do double expand himself, which that's something that we may see at around the 8-minute mark, or try and rush with a couple of roaches to try and break down that entrance before there is enough defenses up in position and ready to defend that. So we'll see what he decides to do. I guess he could do some 2-base play, trying to tech up a little bit or do something like that. You can see he is going to be getting the hatchery down right now. No probe there to prevent that. Well, because that probe did get taken out by these ninja drones, able to just kind of disappear and surround him and take him out. So what do we have from HnR? We do have another pylon here, so he definitely is going to be committing to this wall in. He wants to make sure that he has enough pylons powering this, so should he lose a pylon, it won't be that devastating. And we are going to see where will these cannons go. Usually there will be a cannon placed. Yep, there it goes down right there. This drone needs to either escape right now or forever be stuck in the Protoss player's base. We'll see what this drone does decide to do. One thing I'd love to see is if he made a hatchery, which we're not going to, but that would be awesome, and I would love to see that. But for now, I don't think we are going to be that lucky. Destiny not going to give us the satisfaction of a proxy hatchery rush in the Protoss player's base, and instead is going to be playing standard here by getting out this hatchery. This Overlord is literally trying to leave the game by flying off. And can you imagine how this game would be if you flew units to the left, if they appeared on the right side, doing it Pac-Man style? The probe, rather, going to slip inside, see exactly what's going on in here, and he's not going to see anything too surprising. What he's doing right now is looking for a Roach Warren or something like that, but instead will find 2 queens and will get destroyed quite easily. So really both players playing this out pretty standard. I would say that HnR is not necessarily lucky, but out of all the things that Root Destiny could potentially do, HnR is not going to be killed by anything here fairly soon, because, look at this, Root Destiny is continuing to make drones. He does not have a Roach Warren at all, and is just, it looks like he is making a 3rd queen, I believe. Yep, that is going to be at his expansion, which will either be for his 3rd base or for just the designated creep pooper, which is, again, probably the worst job in all of StarCraft. But it is something that a lot of Zerg players are doing, just because having creep, especially on this map where there's basically one linear way to your opponent, if you can have creep all the way over there, it just makes it so much more effective that it's definitely something that pays off in the long run, just getting those creep tumors, as well as that map vision, which helps a lot versus drops and things like that. Especially if there's Phoenix and stuff on the field, you can see where they're going to be at and all that good stuff. Now, is Destiny going to be expanding here? He is instead going to be grabbing all of his gas all at once, doing that kind of play style we like to see from Spanishiwa. He is going to be going against 2 Stargates, so it's going to come down to how many queens can Destiny get in position, or at least static defense here, because look at this. Our HnR is going to be, our Protoss player, going to be going for the +1 weapons attack and 2 Stargates. Now, it's always crucial to hide hide the Stargates separate from each other so that because you never know exactly where the Overlords are going to be scouting. I think there's an Overlord somewhere over here. Yeah, he's hiding over here. You never know which angle they're going to be scouting at, so you want to try and separate them as much as possible to prevent the Zerg player from knowing exactly what is going on. So there is the one Stargate on the way. Second Stargate's, or the first Stargate's finished. Second one is now on the way. Chrono boosting out those Phoenix. We do have multiple Chrono Boosts saved up on here. You can see him utilizing another one right there to go ahead and Chrono Boost that out. And the harassment will commence. Now, Destiny does have a lair tech on the way, which does mean he may be working towards Hydralisk, but he knows something is amiss as he does have a Spore Crawler on the way. Has he spotted one of the Stargates? Yes, he has. He's seen that one. He has not seen the other Stargate, though, but even just getting a couple of Spore Crawlers before the Phoenix get there can make defending much easier, just because you do have the Queens there backed up by the Spore Crawlers, and really the Phoenix can't do anything versus those Spore Crawlers. So we're going to want to keep an eye on the production tab. How many Phoenix is HnR going to get? We do have 2 more on the way. That +1 attack nearly completed as well, which is an upgrade that Protoss don't get a lot. And look at this. Just now getting Warp Gate. It hasn't even started yet because he's waited for that +1 attack. So he is opting to delay Warp Gate, which is something I think a lot of Protoss players may start doing eventually, just to try and, you know, find ways around having to get that. And this is going to be one of them, just getting that +1 attack beforehand. Another Overlord will get taken out. So now Destiny does know what's going to happen here. He's working towards Infestors. And we do have a Fleet Bacon. Did someone order bacon? There is one over here on the way, completely hidden from the Zerg's point of view of this map. And really, right now, the harassment for HnR is going to commence. The Infestation Pit going to be nearly completed, though, as he will be able to get out Infestors, which he can use with Fungal Growth to trap these poor little Phoenix as they're just trying to fly around the map, killing everything. So, yes, it is indeed a hard life. The Queen over here guarded by her 2 kind of Spore Crawler friends over here, but with the +1 attack, look at how quickly these Phoenix destroy things. Versus Light, it does 11 damage times 2, which is absolutely crazy, but only 6 damage times 2 versus Overlords. Here are all the Overlords right here. So every single Overlord, I believe, for our Zerg player right here can easily be sniped by our Protoss if he decides to commit to attacking that. But look at this, 2 Spore Crawlers, 2 Queens. Not necessarily going to be worth it. Is he continuing to bruise Phoenix? No, but he is making a mama ship. He is indeed going to be going for a mothership rush. And Chrono boosting it out right now. He does have enough energy, I believe, to Chrono boost this all the way out until it is complete. And now just throwing down a couple of gateways here. So this is already fairly interesting play from our Protoss player. Now Destiny's probably sitting back and thinking, okay, I held that off quite easily. He's not going to have a ground army. I have Infestors and a bunch of Zerglings. I'm going to be absolutely fine, which usually in this situation, a Zerg player would be absolutely fine. I'm curious how this mothership is going to come into play, though, as I don't think Warp Gate technology is even done yet. No, it is not. Almost there, though. And he is working towards... Does he have a Twilight Council? Because he could... One thing we have seen, or at least I've seen before, is using Blink Stalkers and then teleporting them home with the mothership. Just because motherships are so slow, you very rarely will see it actually the mass teleport used offensively. It is more defensively. And again, Root Destiny is staying on top of his creep spread, getting it all in all 3 directions that he needs to go, just to kind of reach the center of the map, making it much easier to attack. Oh, going to be fungal growthing every single one of these Phoenix, except for this guy and this guy. They could escape easily, but it seems like our Zerg player is going to get lucky here. Destiny going to be able to take these out. He is using a lot of energy on this, but he is also getting a ton of free kills. These poor Phoenix, he's going to escape out of there, and he is super, super lucky. But all those Phoenix do get decimated right away. He just had to kill his own gateway here. Where's the mothership? Oh, my computer's lagging, which means the mothership has arrived. It is here already, and HnR getting ready to move out. But I don't know if this army is going to be enough. It is 112 supply to 109. Root Destiny still hasn't taken his 3rd base, I'm just realizing. Gonna be getting that at the 12-minute mark, maybe double expanding. Yes, he is. Definitely needs to make up for his delayed expansions. Now that he's killed those Phoenix, he's feeling pretty confident about it, and we'll go ahead and start working towards that. He is going to most likely make a couple of rounds of drones, and already working on +2/+2 for our Zerg player. Not bad at all, considering we are at the 13-minute mark. Root Destiny now going to be setting up a lot of defenses. He realizes this is about when a Protoss player is going to move out, especially after seeing, well, the Protoss player was moving out. And there's the mothership. The Zergling is going to spot it. And yes, you can see that Destiny actually clicked on that mothership very quickly. And now he's got to be thinking, okay, so he starts Neuroparasite right away. because he wants to mind control it here before the mothership gets to the base. And it's going to be tough to tell if Neural Parasite will be done by the time he gets there. But if it is done, then he can just Neural Parasite that mothership. And then, I mean, the mothership's not really doing a whole lot aside from cloaking Zerg units. And it is revealed he is making a sad-looking face there. There is going to be this poor little Zergling who is doing everything he can to prevent this Nexus from going down. And I don't know if there's an observer on the field, but for now, that Pro Zergling going to prove to be extremely annoying. And we do have a lot of Void Rays from HnR. This is something that is not standard at all versus Zerg to get this many Void Rays. So here comes the mothership. May try and use Mass Recall. He's being very careful. You can see Destiny's already prepared himself a little bit, moving all of his Spore Crawlers to the outer edge of his base, buying enough time, it looks like, for Neural Parasite to complete. And these Infestors are a big fan of this Queen, evidently. But can HnR slip in here with these units? Unfortunately, these spotlights on this mothership just don't do anything aside from look totally awesome. That is so many Zealots because he's been spending all of his gas on Void Rays. And we'll see if this attack is going to be effective. This is definitely peculiar. Not something you would normally see from a Protoss. You gotta remember, his upgrades are at 1-1. He does have that +1 attack on the Void Rays. And there's a random mothership moving about the map. Now, is the army of Root Destiny going to be good against this? Because usually Root Destiny, is, I would assume, is practiced against going against a normal Protoss army. But this is only off 2 bases that the Protoss had this army right now. So he's only got 60 pros. Destiny only has 58 workers. For some reason, Destiny at a surprising low amount of workers. There goes the Mass Recall, and it looks like a couple of units do get left in the dust, but now this army is inside the main base. Our Protoss player is now fully committed to this. He is going to delay that upgrade from finishing. The other Evo Chamber is not doing anything. Fungal are going to be trapping this entire army, and it looks like is Destiny going to be able to hold here? I don't know if he has enough for Neural Parasite. No, he doesn't, but he has been fungal growthing a little bit, but the Void Rays are getting fully charged. It's a splash damage from that fungal growth, proving to be extremely effective, and it does look like this will get cleaned up by Destiny, although he doesn't have any detection right now, so these units are just kind of getting annihilated. So every second that goes by, if there's no detection, the Protoss army getting more and more powerful, but it will eventually get cleaned up here, and all these Void Rays are taken out. They will be killing the Hydralisk, though, which was the only remaining anti-air, and there's some more Hydralisk running over here, but the Void Rays will run away. And I believe that the Zerg player came out way ahead there. Yep, killing 10,000 resources exactly, and only losing 7,500, so 25% less than his opponent. That Zergling finally gets taken out by that cannon. But can Destiny just turn this right around into the Zerg players, or into the Protoss players' base and win? Well, there is going to be another mothership on the way, which we didn't see the first one do that much effective damage. And the supply discrepancy is huge right now between the Protoss and Zerg players. Here comes an attack right here with a bunch of roaches. Not a good idea going against that many Void Rays. These are the Void Rays that are veterans now. They survived that last attack. Look at this, 8 kills apiece for the most part, and will keep these inside of his main army. You gotta remember that +1 attack is pretty awesome to have, but with more Void Rays on the way, I don't know if that's going to be enough to actually dethrone or at least take out Destiny in this game, simply because motherships cost a lot, don't do a lot, and they do look pretty cool, though. They're just extremely slow, and you can see he did Mass Recall into the Zerg player's base, but it's something that definitely did not do as much damage as he would have liked. Now it's at 173 supply to 133. Our Protoss player is going to have to get something other than Void Rays, I would assume. And these transferring probes almost getting intercepted by one Roach, who just wants to see exactly what's going on over here. And here come all the Zerglings right now to try to engage this. Not a good idea, though, simply because, well, there is a lot of air units. And Destiny, though, he was kind of poking in there, seeing exactly what he is up against, and now he was able to macro out a bunch of drones. 75 drones is a pretty solid number to have. He just needs to make sure to make the right units to go against this Protoss army. This poor Overlord about to get 1v20'd over here by this entire Protoss army. Oh, is he going to survive, though? Like a boss. Nope, he is going to get taken out. And Destiny, though, has not been doing his creep spreading as much. You can see throwing down a bunch of creep tumors to try and make up for it. Especially with this Roach Hydra army, this is something that he needs to do. And he's going to be maxed out here pretty soon, so it would be wise to start engaging this if possible, especially since our Protoss player is not making that many units right now. as he's mostly just making Void Rays. There he goes, just warping in some Zealots right there. Does not have Zealot charge. He does have that +1/+1 still, and the Zerg army is going to have an upgraded Banjo. It does look like the positioning for the Protoss not going to be too shabby, but it looks like this is way too many units for the Protoss player to deal with. And where is the other mothership? Did it spawn yet? Yes, there she is right there. There is no detection right now, and the units are forced to retreat simply because of that mothership. The Void Rays are still in pretty healthy numbers, but you got to remember, Fungal Growth can trap all those, plus they count as armored, so they will take additional damage from that Fungal Growth. And Destiny continuing to stick with Hydra here. I think he's just trying to win with a simple unit rather than going for Corruptors, which he could overcompensate with. But the Hydralisks with their machine guns going to blast away a couple of Protoss units. I don't know if HnR is going to be able to make this work, but regardless, it is very entertaining to see him attempt this. We do have a Hive Tech on the way for Destiny, as well as multiple expansions on the way. So 2 more hatcheries going down in the center of the map. They will have static defenses placed around them. The creep now getting a little bonkers as it will be pushing quickly across the map. You can see how quickly it's spreading now. And our Protoss player is going to be getting a 4th base, but he is going to be going against a completely maxed out Destiny. And Destiny does have 1 attack, 2 armor for his range units. I believe his Zerglings still have 2/2. Yes, they do. The Hive Tech is nearly completed. More Infestors on the way. And every second that goes by is starting to favor the Protoss, just because it's going to give him time to catch up in supply, especially since Destiny is now maxed out. And I say maxed out because I'm guessing he's either saving up for Broodlords or for the Ultralisk. He does have a lot of money, though. Is our Protoss player going to mass warp over here? Yes, he is going to try and take out this location. May be able to kill one of the hatcheries here. Yes, he will indeed take that out. And Destiny decides just to counterattack by running up here. Force fields, though, if he uses them, will trap this entire army. It does indeed, warping in some reinforcements over here. So trying to buy enough time as possible. The pylon for the cannons has gone down, though. Although it does look like Destiny is going to be losing his 2nd base as well. No, his hatchery is still alive. Protoss player deciding not to go ahead and kill that hatchery. Will need to make sure to do that, though. All the sentries getting taken out by these few units that made it up the ramp. And as soon as these force fields are dead, then Destiny will be up here destroying an equal amount of bases. The problem for our Protoss player is, aside from this huge amount of units that are in here, is that he has to kill 3 bases. So if the Protoss player loses this base and this base, he needs to kill 1, 2, 3, 4 bases. He's already killed 1 in order to catch back up, but it does look like this army is slowly whittling away because Infestors just spamming that Fungal Growth on the entire Protoss army are going to be able to take it out. The mothership not doing very much damage because really they just don't do that much damage. Look how long it takes to kill 1 Infestor. Not even happening there. It says that it does 7 damage times 6, but I have a hard time believing that. The mothership trying to escape out of there does get taken out, and unfortunately HnR trying to have fun, but is instead going to lose this game, and it must have been the last game for HnR because he says good luck in tourney. Root Destiny able to say GG before the game ends, and these probes were so close to dying. But yeah, I got to hand it to HnR trying to utilize the mothership, but after the mothership has been nerfed, there's just not a lot of things you can do with her. I mean, she's big, she's cool, she looks awesome, but not very effective at killing a player of Destiny's caliber. So this one was cool. Had 2 motherships. We'll see if I can find any other cool replays from MLG. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.